Good morning, beautiful people, Facebook fam and friends, enlightened souls, light workers, conscious community. Danielle here from Transcendence to the Truth. I'm your intuitive alchemist and masculine mindset coach. I will wait for a couple of people to jump on. So while I'm waiting for a few people to jump on, when you do jump on, make sure you say hello, big hello, where you're watching from. A 1 if you're watching now and a 2 if you're watching the replay. Remember, if you love my content, to click follow first on both my pages and share with anyone who you may think could get some value from the information that I do share. I know that it's very close to school drop-off time. My kids have got 5 minutes to get their organizational skills together. So I'm using that 5 minutes to come to you and talk to you about something that can be miscommunicated when you talk around your inner child and childhood experience, and depending on whereabouts you are on your evolutionary scale to consciousness, how that can affect the way you perceive and see the world. I did a post yesterday that said that addiction is caused from the traumas that we hold in childhood from codependency, control, and narcissistic behavior. And there was a couple of people that had put their point of view on there that you can't blame your parents for who you are and for your choices. And I 110% agree with that. You cannot at any point in your life blame others for the life that you are choosing. Okay, you're the creator of your life. You're the person that is in control of your thoughts, and you may not realize that or recognize that or know that yet, but know that by seeing that maybe you've bought a point of view or you've bought a belief that you can't control, you can't change, that you are sick and that you do have a disease, that, things happen to you, that is a belief. And when you recognize that you actually have choice, you can see awareness and you can choose differently. So when I work with my clients, a lot of my clients, we look at our childhood experiences. And you don't need to spend a lot of time doing inner child work from my own perspective and understanding. I feel that it's important to just find the belief of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, or the patterns in relationships, the patterns in business, the patterns in purpose, the patterns with money. And when you get to that point of seeing these different beliefs and patterns play out, you no longer need to keep dipping back into the past. You don't need to do that. And you don't need to go there to find someone to blame so that you can stay in this victim mindset of this is why I am the way I am. It's to actually gain awareness. So when I say it's important to look back at your life experience to see what shaped you, it's to look at it with zero judgment, no judgment. It's to look at it, to look at your parents, to look at your traumas, to look at your challenging choices. It's to look at everything that has happened in your past with an awareness of, well, at that time, this experience made me feel like this, and that is why I feel unloved. Because at that point, I didn't receive the love I needed to receive. I didn't receive the support I needed to receive. And as a child, that has built that ingrained wound of I am not lovable, I am not enough, of what I then continue to live out in every experience moving forward in my adult life. I keep repeating the energetic mind pattern. So what happens is in our childhood experience, our parents shape us, okay? So whether or not you like to agree with this, but our childhood experience is exactly why we choose what we choose today, until we've done a lot of work, a lot of shadow work, a lot of layering back the belief systems, a lot of dissolving the untruths to get to the truth of who we are within here, our knowing, our own inner guidance system. Because we don't trust that if we've had someone in our life that hasn't ever let us trust ourselves. If you have someone that's telling you how to feel or manipulating you or being abusive towards you all the time, and as a parent, and our parents, all parents, for most period of time will try and control their children until they get to a point of like, hang on, I've just given life to this child or soul to experience their version of life and evolution and whatever their soul's journey is to get to a point of awakening and connecting to creator and source. But if you've experienced so much control and narcissistic behavior or abandonment issues, and you have all of these ingrained beliefs, then you're going to be acting out of those in your day-to-day life. And if you... Addiction's been one of the things that I'm very strongly passionate about. I have not been... Oh, that's a lie. I was about to say, I haven't suffered addiction. I've suffered many addictions. I haven't suffered substance addiction. Substance addiction is one that I specifically am very inspired to help people with because of the amount of guilt and shame and wrongness that is put on somebody who is an addict. And the only reason that people choose addiction of any kind, whether it's work, whether it's exercise, whether it's food, it is to distract from the unfulfillment of self and peace and love within. That is the only reason, because you're seeking validation or you're seeking that feeling that you don't have in here externally in something else. So people with an unlovable feeling will have a substance abuse to alcohol or to brain went disappeared. Alcohol, food, marijuana are usually those more like fulfilling things that fill you, is a lack of self-love, right? So if your childhood experience, you have not been given nurturing, caring, loving words, touch, if you have had parents that have worked because of their own belief systems, and there's no judgment, we all do the best that we can with the understanding that we have, honestly. There is, and how can you hold anger or resentment or blame on someone if you know that they're genuinely doing the best that they can with the awareness and the understanding that they have? You can't, because they're not doing it consciously. People don't act badly when they're acting from consciousness. Okay, people don't act out of unkindness if you're acting from consciousness and love. It's not possible. It doesn't happen. So if you have people in your life that have been hurtful and have been unkind, and parents or relatives or brothers and sisters that have given you this belief that you weren't good enough, or that you had to compete, or you had to do certain things for validation or love, or whatever abuse that you may have suffered, that has happened from people that aren't conscious of their behavior. So the first thing to do is recognize it and see it, because what you don't see and what you don't allow yourself to see that's inside, in your shadows of who you are and in your peripherals, if you don't bring that to light, you will always be at the effect of it. You have to bring it up and say, yeah, I'm fucking angry that my parents were like that to me. I am so fucking angry that my brother beat me up all the time so that I felt less than. I am so hurt that my dad left when I was young, and I never felt that love from him as a child, and I never felt good enough. So I've always been seeking this worthiness. You have to see those things. How long you decide to look at them doesn't matter. And you can transform some things. There are some beliefs that you can look at, and you don't have to know where they came from. You can go, okay, well, being unworthy or not thinking that I'm good with money, does that serve me? Does that serve me now? No. Okay, so do I want to keep believing that, or do I need to reprogram my mind and brain to start believing that I have, infinite abundance in all areas of my life. And I am so worthy of every gift that Creator has to offer me. So it's not about blaming anyone for your life. It's about bringing it to the awareness, seeing the lessons, forgiving, surrendering, and transforming so that you can become all of you. Have an absolutely beautiful Wednesday hump day. I love you. I love you. I love you. I will talk to you soon.